This is Mac OS Ken.
Apple Legal strikes back. TSMC's got a remote kill switch for factories in Taiwan. And it is seriously almost time for another pill. It is Wednesday, the 22nd of May, 2024. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by ExpressVPN. Protect your online activity today. Sign up for a year and get an extra 3 months free at expressvpn.com/macOSCan. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSCan. Apple Legal woke up on whichever side of the bed is most active on Tuesday. A piece from Mac Rumors says the Cupertino company has moved to have the DOJ case against it dismissed here in the States. Meanwhile, in Europe, rumor via Bloomberg has Apple challenging a €1.8 billion or $1.9 billion fine levied by the European Union for alleged anti-competitive behavior against music streaming rivals. Starting in the States, Mac Rumor says Apple filed a pre-motion letter outlining what it says are flaws in the suit brought by the Department of Justice. According to that letter, the type of suit brought can move past the pleadings only if the complaint alleges 1. Monopoly power in a relevant market, 2. Anti-competitive conduct, and 3. Anti-competitive effects. The complaint fails on all three fronts, according to Apple lawyers. The letter was penned pretty much when it had to be. Mac Rumor says the judge overseeing the case gave Apple until yesterday to file a pre-motion letter to dismiss, assuming it was going to do so. A response from the DOJ is due on or by the 30th of May. Both parties will then talk with the judge. A full motion to dismiss from Apple will follow that. That's not expected until mid-June at the earliest, according to Mac Rumors. Let us now dance to the Eurobeat. The aforementioned Bloomberg piece says the Cupertino crew has filed a suit at the EU's General Court in Luxembourg, arguing against the nearly $2 billion fine levied by European authorities. At least that's the word from secret people said to know something about something. That fine and the investigation that led to it were the result of a complaint by music streamer Spotify. Bloomberg says that service claimed it was forced to ramp up the price of its monthly subscriptions to cover costs associated with Apple's alleged stranglehold on how the App Store operates. Apple declined to comment for the Bloomberg piece. Instead, the company pointed the pub to an earlier blog post in which it said the European regulators failed to uncover any credible evidence of consumer harm. Here is a crazy story. If China invades Taiwan, a piece from Apple Insider says ASML and TSMC can both kill their production lines remotely. ASML is a Dutch company that makes the machines that make semiconductors for companies like Taiwan's TSMC, while TSMC makes semiconductors for companies like Apple. China thinks of Taiwan as belonging to China, and there are concerns that it will one day act on that belief, roll in, and try to take control of the country by force. Citing a report from Bloomberg, Apple Insider says U.S. officials have communicated concerns to counterparts in the Netherlands and Taiwan about Chinese intervention. The concerns include fears of what could happen to production lines used to create processors, including TSMC's. Good news, though. Apparently they can just shut the whole thing the heck down from far away. As for why such precautions would be taken, the report says the ASML machines are valued at more than $217 million each, so that would be a loss. The bigger concern, though, is that China might use the machines to create new chips of its own. ASML does not sell its most sensitive and valuable tech to companies based in China, and besides, if anybody's going to grow chip manufacturing besides Taiwan, the U.S. thinks it should be the U.S. Kind of neat that both companies can kill production by remote. No explosions required. Well, I assume no explosions required. Next on our world tour, Vietnam, where another piece from Apple Insider says the government is asking Apple manufacturing partner Foxconn to voluntarily cut their power usage by 30%. Well, Foxconn and a bunch of other manufacturers. Once again, that's according to secret people said to know something about something, though it does track. According to the report, Vietnam's government made a similar request of Foxconn and others in June of last year, at a point when drought in the country was reducing hydroelectric power generation. Sort of an uncomfortable time for that ask, though. The request came as a number of manufacturers in Apple's supply chain were expanding into the country. Those moves were made and continue to be made as part of Apple's apparent attempt to lessen its dependence on China. Could be why this year's request from Vietnam is just that, a request, not a requirement. According to Apple Insider, the source says the government has phrased its request as an encouragement. They also say that so far, there has been no impact on production. One more stop on our global trot, saying bonjour this time to Paris. Apple issued a press release Tuesday announcing support for the Navigo card, the payment card for public transportation in and around Paris, France. It's a timely announcement. Not only is Paris one of the greatest cities in the world, it's also home to the 2024 Summer Olympics. I'm guessing, though, you have to pay something to mention those if you're a company like Apple. In the press release, Jennifer Bailey, Apple's VP of Apple Pay and Apple Wallet, was quoted as saying, "In the lead up to what will surely be an amazing summer for the Paris region, we're thrilled to bring Navigo cards to Apple Wallet and provide Parisians and visitors with an incredibly convenient and secure way to ride transit in Paris and explore the city." And, you know, if you happen to catch some beach volleyball or a fencing match, you can use the Navigo card in Apple Wallet on iPhone or Apple Watch to get from point A to point B. More news in a moment, but first a word from today's sponsor, ExpressVPN. You do not have to be paranoid to want to keep your online activity to yourself. Here in the States, your ISP can sell info about what you check out online to ad companies. Yes, even though you are paying, you can still be the product. And no, incognito mode won't keep your ISP from seeing where you're going. For that, you need a good VPN, and the one I choose is ExpressVPN. Yes, they're my sponsor right now, but seriously, ExpressVPN is the VPN I have used for years. ExpressVPN routes your internet connection through their secure servers, so your ISP can't see the sites you visit. And the speed. Listening to music, streaming video, making FaceTime calls. Seriously, nothing I do online is hindered. At home or away, I keep ExpressVPN running through all of it. Protect your online activity today with the VPN rated #1 by CNET and Mashable. Visit my exclusive link, expressvpn.com/macOSKen, and you can get an extra 3 months free with a 1-year package. That's expressvpn.com/macOSKen to learn more. expressvpn.com/macOSKen. News of a couple of interesting products today. First, the new Beats Pill speaker is so close to official. We've heard reports of celebrities toting the Unannounced device around. There were also said to be references to the device spotted in the final release candidate of iOS 17.5. Now, something official. Ish. A piece from Mac Rumors says the device showed up in an FCC database on Tuesday. According to the report, FCC filings typically happen just weeks ahead of when a product launches, so we could see this new Beats Pill speaker sometime in June. Apple plans to launch Solo Buds earphones in June, so the Pill could launch around the same time frame. If you like the look and feel of leather accessories but wouldn't mind being a bit more sustainable, Cult of Mac has written up an extensive review of a Cactus leather case in the Symmetry series from OtterBox. Now, I'm a huge fan of succulents. Not as big as I am of fountain pens. I know next to nothing about succulents, but they fascinate me. I've got several growing in pots. I've neither tried nor seen this OtterBox case, but I'm turned on by the idea. OtterBox CEO J.C. Richardson is quoted in the piece saying the case uses a cactus-based biomaterial that is durable, beautiful, and sustainable, creating a product unlike any other the company has made. Of course, that's the kind of thing a CEO would say. For its part, Cult of Mac seems impressed. The Cactus leather resembles traditional leather. It doesn't scratch easily according to the review, stands up to bumps and blows without a blemish, and washes up well. While the source is green, the cases come in more than one color: black, brown, purple, and green. If I didn't have two cases already, and that's actually one too many for me, this is a thing that I would check out. If it was less expensive, I might splurge on a third. They're $59.95 though, so hopefully they'll be around when I get my next iPhone. The cases are only available for the iPhone 15 line, though OtterBox does have Cactus leather watch bands as well. Those are $39.95, not the worst price, but I got plenty of watch bands too. This is not a sponsorship, by the way. I haven't tried either and certainly can't suggest either personally, but they sounded interesting and I thought I would share. The new products are front and center now at OtterBox.com. We'll wrap the day with two new things for Apple's television space: an operating system and a show. On the OS side, Apple Insider says the Cupertino company has released tvOS 17.5.1. Apple has said nothing about what it does, though given its arrival about 24 hours after the release of iOS and iPadOS 17.5.1, the site wonders whether this update could have something to do with the reappearing photo thing. I got a couple of interesting emails about that, by the way. I'll try to share those with you later this week. As for the new show, it's not really a new show, but the return of an old one by Apple TV Plus standards. The fourth season of the British comedy series Trying starts its run today. The title was originally a reference to the couple in the show trying to have a baby, then trying to adopt. I lost track somewhere along the way, but that seems to have worked out. According to Apple, 6 years have passed between seasons 3 and 4. The couple in the show are experienced adopters who have built a lovely little nuclear family enriched by an extraordinary support network. However, as their teenage daughter starts to yearn for a connection with her birth mother, the couple find themselves confronted with the ultimate test of their parenting skills. Seasons 1 through 3 are available to stream now on Apple TV+, as are the first 2 episodes of Season 4. New episodes will hit 1 per week, with the season finale set for Wednesday, the 3rd of July. macOS Ken, brought to you by me, and sponsored by ExpressVPN. Sign up for a year and get an extra 3 months free at expressvpn.com/macOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/MacOSCan. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media. Online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. info@macoscan.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.